Holy shit. He said what?
Victoria never really liked Meghan. Meghan and Harry are utterly furious about it because the Beckhams are almost filling the void that Harry and Meghan left. And they're totally pro-monarchy. They're bringing the glamour, they're bringing the celebrity, they're bringing the style, and they're not bringing the baggage.
For years, the world has watched Meghan Markle carefully craft an image of grace and poise, carefully navigating royal life, and later, her Hollywood rise. But behind the scenes, a shocking betrayal was brewing, and Victoria Beckham, one of the most powerful women in the celebrity world, has just pulled back the curtain. For the first time, she's revealing what Meghan did to destroy their once quiet relationship. And let's just say, this is no small drama. This revelation could tear apart everything Meghan has worked for. After keeping silent for years, Victoria has finally had enough, exposing a betrayal so deep. It forces us to question everything we thought we knew about Meghan. Was the Duchess of Sussex simply too ambitious, too careless, or was this something far darker? In a rare moment of honesty, Victoria admits that the hurt she felt from Meghan's actions was far more personal than anyone realized. And it wasn't just a misunderstanding or a passing fallout, it's something that has haunted Victoria for years. The public's obsession with Meghan's life may have overshadowed the truth for so long, but now it's time for the other side of the story to be heard. What happens next is the last thing Meghan expected, and it's going to change everything we think about her forever. This is the kind of reveal that could shatter her carefully curated image, and you won't believe how it all went down.
Harry and Meghan were at the top of the world. They were given everything. And to fall so quickly, even with all of Hollywood behind you. I mean, come on. You've got Netflix behind you. You've got Spotify behind you. You've got Oprah Winfrey behind you. And it still didn't work. And you know why it didn't work? Because they are not nice people.
For years, the rumors have swirled. What exactly was going on between Meghan Markle and Victoria Beckham? On the surface, they seemed like the perfect duo. Two powerful women who were both global icons in their own right. They rubbed elbows at high-profile events, smiled for the cameras, and shared public moments that suggested a budding friendship. But behind that glossy exterior, things were far from perfect. The public had always speculated, but no one really knew the truth until now. What happened behind closed doors? Was their relationship ever real, or was it a carefully constructed facade designed to maintain their images? Meghan, with her ambitious climb into the royal spotlight, seemed to be distancing herself from her former friends as she grew more entrenched in royal duties and her new life with Harry. Victoria, on the other hand, was staying true to her brand as the fashion mogul and doting wife, constantly careful to maintain an image of composure. But as Meghan's influence grew, the cracks between the two women began to show. Was it the growing tension between royal obligations and personal ambition that caused the rift? Or was it something much more personal, something we couldn't see from the outside? Whatever it was a ticking time bomb. And now, Victoria Beckham is revealing what Meghan did that broke everything, something that no one, not even the tabloids, could have predicted.
Every celebrity knows there is nothing greater than royalty. Harry and Meghan making that step back and putting themselves into the realm of celebrity was maybe one of the dumbest decisions they ever made, because even celebrities have a great respect for royalty because it's something that they can't attain by simply being talented or anything like that. You either marry into royalty or you're born into it. Those are the only two ways.
Victoria Beckham's silence has always been one of her most defining qualities. Controlled, composed, and always in the public eye with the grace of a queen. But behind her polished exterior, there's been a simmering tension, something darker and more personal that she's never spoken about until now. For years, Victoria chose to remain silent, keeping her hurt locked away, despite the growing whispers around her strained relationship with Meghan Markle. Was it loyalty to the royal family, an unwillingness to fuel the fire of tabloid gossip, or something more profound that kept her from speaking out? The truth is, Victoria was forced into silence, whether by the overwhelming pressure of her own career or the unspoken rules of celebrity diplomacy. But now, in a rare moment of vulnerability, she's ready to lift the veil and finally say what we've all been waiting to hear. She reveals that the silence wasn't just about keeping the peace, it was about protecting her own peace. Over the years, she quietly observed Meghan's rise to fame, all while biting her tongue and swallowing the frustrations that had built up over time. But the tipping point came, and Victoria couldn't stay silent any longer. Her quiet resolve to protect the public narrative was shattered. And now, for the first time, she's telling us what made her finally speak out. The years of restraint are over. The real story is about to unfold. What Meghan Markle did to Victoria Beckham was nothing short of a betrayal that cuts deep and shows a side of Meghan few people have ever seen.
And I'm not one usually to take the side of the Beckhams, but in terms of their fallout, it was completely the fault of Meghan and Harry, who came to this ridiculous decision that Victoria Beckham, who hates the media and who hates the tabloid press, had been leaking stories to them about Meghan. I mean, it was just so ludicrous.
For years, Meghan's carefully curated image portrayed her as a graceful, diplomatic figure, someone who could handle royal life with poise and humility. But behind closed doors, she showed a completely different side, one that Victoria Beckham has now dared to expose. The incident wasn't just a simple disagreement, it was a calculated move that left Victoria feeling humiliated and blindsided. Meghan didn't just disappoint her, she used her. The details are still trickling out, but the one thing that's crystal clear is this. Meghan took advantage of Victoria's kindness and generosity, exploiting their relationship for personal gain. While Victoria was the one offering support and friendship, Meghan was playing her own game, focused solely on building her image and pushing her agenda at any cost. It's no secret that Meghan has been accused of manipulating situations to fit her narrative, but this is a whole new level of betrayal. And what's worse, Meghan's actions weren't a one-time slip-up. They were part of a pattern of behavior that Victoria, for too long, had been forced to stay quiet about. This is the moment when everything changes. Victoria is finally speaking out, and Meghan's reputation, already fragile, is about to crumble.
She's addicted to fame. She's addicted to coverage. She's addicted to driving the narrative. Both David and Victoria put great importance on family and would never ever turn on their relations, the way that Harry and Meghan did.
The truth is out, and there's no coming back from this one. The public's reaction to Victoria Beckham's shocking revelation about Meghan Markle has been nothing short of explosive, and it's tearing the internet apart. Meghan's loyal followers are in full damage control mode, scrambling to defend her, but even they can't ignore the gravity of what's been exposed. This isn't just another tabloid rumor or a petty celebrity feud. This is a full-blown betrayal that calls into question Meghan's integrity, and the public is divided like never before. Some are rushing to her defense, arguing that Victoria's claims are just another attack on Meghan's character, but others are seeing a different side of the story. Meghan's carefully constructed image as a victim of the media, the royal family, and even her own family is now beginning to crack under the weight of this revelation. If Victoria is telling the truth, and let's be honest, after years of silence, her words carry weight, then this could shatter everything Meghan has worked for. Her supporters are finding it hard to justify her actions, and some are even questioning whether they were blind to the manipulation all along.
There was this great video of Victoria doing this very lovely curtsy to, I believe, Queen Camilla, and it's something where there was so much glamour there. Stanley Tucci was there with his wife, you have Donatella Versace, and so many people were at this event because royals attract people, because they want the mystique and the majesty of royalty. There is nothing like that.
The backlash has been fierce, with people taking sides and demanding answers. And here's the most shocking part. Meghan's silence on this is only making things worse. If she doesn't address Victoria's claims soon, it could destroy her image forever. The world is watching, and the fallout is just beginning. This isn't just about Victoria Beckham or Meghan Markle anymore. It's about the dark side of fame and the pressure that builds when you live under constant public scrutiny. For years, both women have been in the spotlight, but in completely different ways. Victoria, the fashion mogul, has always kept her private life closely guarded, her struggles hidden behind a carefully curated image. Meghan, on the other hand, has faced relentless public scrutiny ever since she stepped into the royal spotlight, only to later escape to Hollywood to carve out her own narrative. But as we now know, fame isn't just about flashing lights and red carpets. It's about the silent battles that go unnoticed by the public, the sacrifices, the betrayals, and the personal toll it takes on your soul. Meghan's rise to fame came with a unique set of challenges. She quickly learned that being in the royal family wasn't the fairy tale everyone imagined, but rather than navigate those challenges with grace, Meghan chose to manipulate her narrative at every turn, shaping her image into that of a victim. Victoria, on the other hand, chose silence, even as her own frustration with Meghan's behavior festered. The way Meghan played the media and the public, constantly positioning herself as the misunderstood outsider, worked, but it also exposed the lengths she would go to secure her version of events.
Celebrities might go to some of the best parties, but they would drop everything if a royal said, hey, come over to our party, and they'd be like, yes, yes, please. And so I think the Beckhams know that obviously the royal family is so much better to be attached to than Harry and Meghan, because it's a 1,000-year-old institution. It will continue to go on. It's so obvious how Harry and Meghan made such a mistake, because all celebrities would choose royalty over hanging out with them any day of the week.
But now, with Victoria's explosive reveal, the facade is crumbling. The pressure of maintaining an image of perfection has finally broken, and the ugly truth is starting to spill out. Meghan's manipulation and self-serving tactics aren't just damaging her relationships, they're slowly destroying her carefully built public persona. The reality of what it takes to survive in the celebrity world is darker darker than most people realize, and Meghan's story is proof of that. The fallout from Victoria Beckham's bombshell is nothing short of catastrophic for Meghan Markle, and it's just beginning. Meghan's once pristine reputation is crumbling, piece by piece, as the truth about her actions is laid bare. For so long, Meghan has carefully shaped her image as a beacon of compassion and empowerment, positioning herself as someone who overcame adversity and thrived in the face of royal restrictions. But now, the carefully crafted narrative is being torn apart by a woman who once stood by her side. Victoria Beckham's revelations have exposed the ugly undercurrent of Meghan's behavior, her manipulative tactics, her self-serving ambition, and her total disregard for the friendships she built along the way. Meghan's attempt to paint herself as the victim in every situation is starting to look less like an unfortunate circumstance and more like a calculated strategy to maintain control of her image. The public is starting to wake up to the fact that Meghan's entire persona may be a facade, built on a foundation of deceit and manipulation. What's even more damning is that Victoria's words resonate deeply with those who have watched Meghan's career unravel over the past few years. Her relationships, her royal departure, and even her dealings with the media have all been framed by Meghan as her truth and her side of the story.
If you're Harry and Meghan and you basically blasted all of your family's dirty laundry all over the internet and through books and interviews and everything, even those people in Hollywood are like, yeah, I don't know if I want to talk with them because I don't know what they'll say about me at some point when it becomes financially beneficial for them. That is something that I'm sure everybody in Hollywood is well aware of, and their status as celebrity is just a joke.
But now we're seeing a much darker side of Meghan, a woman who, despite her charm and public image, will do whatever it takes to secure her place at the top, even if it means betraying the people who once had her back. With each passing day, the damage to Meghan's reputation deepens, and her carefully controlled narrative begins to lose its power. There's no spinning this one. Victoria has exposed the cracks, and Meghan's empire is on the verge of collapse. No amount of PR can fix this. The public is seeing her for who she really is, and the damage may be irreversible. And just like that, Meghan Markle's world has been rocked to its core. Victoria Beckham's explosive revelation has left no room for doubt. What we once saw as Meghan's fairy tale is now exposed as nothing more than a carefully crafted lie built on manipulation, betrayal, and a thirst for control. From the royal family to her so-called friends, Meghan's ambition has always pushed her to sacrifice relationships, and now the fallout is undeniable. She may have gotten away with it for years, but the truth has finally come crashing down, and there's no way to undo the damage. The public is seeing Meghan for what she truly is, someone willing to tear apart anyone who stands in her way, even those she once considered allies. This isn't just about one celebrity feud, it's about a web of deception unraveling in real time. And trust me, the story's far from over. If you thought this was shocking, just wait until you see what's next. In my previous video, I exposed how Serena Williams rejected Meghan's desperate plea to join Emma Thinn's exclusive trip, and the humiliation that followed was even worse than you can imagine. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out on SAF's Star Spotlight. You won't believe what went down. Make sure to subscribe because the real story is just getting started and you won't want to miss the next bombshell.